Reading from Canto 4, Chapter 25, Text number 5. 425.5. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Rajovacha Na janami mahabhaga Param karma paviddadhi Bruhi me vimalam jnanam Yena muccheya karmavihi. Rajovacha Na janami mahabhaga Param karma paviddadhi Bruhi me vimalam jnanam Yena muccheya karmabhi. Rajovacha Na janami mahabhaga Param karma paviddadhi Bruhi me vimalam jnanam Yena muccheya karmabhi. Rajovacha Na janami mahabhaga One more. Bruhi me vimalam jnanam Yena muccheya karmabhi. Mataji. Rajovacha The king replied, Na, not. Janami, I know. Mahabhaga, O great soul. Param, transcendental. Karma, by fruitive activities. Apaviddha, being pierced. Dhihi, my intelligence. Bruhi, please tell. Me, to me. Vimalam, spotless. Jnanam, knowledge. Yena, by which. Muccheya, I can get relief. Karmabhi, from the fruitive activities. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada की जय। Translation. The king replied, O great soul, Narada, my intelligence is entangled in fruitive activities, therefore I do not know the ultimate goal of life. Kindly instruct me in pure knowledge so that I can get out of the entanglement of fruitive activities. Purport. Sri Narottam Das Thakur has sung, Satasanga chhadi kaino asate vilas, te karane lagile karma bandha pash. As long as a person is entangled in fruitive activities, he is bound to accept one body after another. This is called karma bandha pash. Entanglement in fruitive activities. It does not matter whether one is engaged in pious or impious activities, for both are causes for further entanglement in material bodies. By pious activities, one can take birth in a rich family and get a good education and a beautiful body. But this does not mean that the distresses of life are ultimately eliminated. In the Western countries, it is not unusual for one to take birth in a rich aristocratic family, nor is it unusual for one to have good education and very beautiful body. But this does not mean that Westerners are free from the distresses of life. Although at the present moment the younger generation in Western countries has sufficient education, beauty and wealth, and although there is enough food, clothing and facilities for sense gratification, they are in distress. Indeed, they are so distressed that they become hippies, and the laws of nature force them to accept a wretched life. Thus they go about unclean and without shelter or food, and they are forced to sleep in the street. It can be concluded that one cannot become happy by simply performing pious activities. It is not a fact that those who are born with a silver spoon in their mouth are free from material miseries of birth, old age, disease and death. The conclusion is that one cannot be happy by simply executing pious or impious activities. Such activities simply cause entanglement and transmigration from one body to another. Narottam Das Thakur calls this karma bandha pass. King Prachini Varishad admitted this fact and frankly asked Narada Muni, how he could get out of this karma bandha pass, entanglement in fruit activities. This is actually the stage of knowledge indicated in the first verse of the Vedanta Sutra, Adhato Brahma Jigyasa. When one actually reaches the platform of frustration in an attempt to discharge karma bandha pass, he inquires about the real value of life, which is called Brahma Jigyasa. In order to inquire about the ultimate goal of life, the Vedas, Mundaka Upanishad 11.2.12 enjoin, Tad Vijnanartham Sagurumeva Vikachet. In order to understand the transcendental science, one must approach a bona fide spiritual master. King Prachini Bharishad found the best spiritual master, Narada Muni, and he therefore asked him about the knowledge by which one can get out of the entanglement of karma bandhas, fruity activities. This is the actual business of human life. Jivasya tattva jignasa nartho yasceha karmabhi. As stated in the second chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatham 1-10, a human being's only business is inquiring from a bona fide spiritual master about extrication from the entanglement of karma bandha pass. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjanashalakha Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padikamala Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Mitamscha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गौरत्रिसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्प्रपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरोदीनम्। Hare Krishna. So today we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 25, which is entitled as the characteristics of King Puranjana. So from this 25th chapter till end, Puranjana's story goes on. It's one of the most elaborately described stories in Srimad Bhagavatam, and it is an allegorical story, not a true story, but it is true story in one sense. But the characters in this story are allegorical, because instead of calling a person as fool, you can call other person as a fool. Then third person as a fool. Then people will not mind it. So Narada Muni here, instead of directly pointing out to Prachini Parishad that what you are doing is wrong, so he is quoting the story of a king, and he nicely described his characteristics and everything, and then he said that ultimately he met with death, right? And then of course it's a long story how Puranjana was attached to his kingdom and his wife and children, and then how he died thinking of his wife and children, and the next life he became a girl. He was born as a she, and then somehow by great fortune she got association of a great devotee called Maledhvaja, and eventually by the association of Maledhvaja she got the seed of devotional service, and she advanced in Krishna consciousness, and at the end Maledhvaja and Vaidaravi, they both practiced Krishna consciousness in the forest in the renounced order of life, and then they both ascend back to Godhead. So that is told very allegorically, and then finally at the end of the whole story Prachini Parishad will understand actually this is my story. Right? So who is Puranjana? All of us are Puranjana. Puram means city, Puranjana means a resident of the city. So what is the city for us? The body. So we are all residents of this body, and we are all trying to enjoy this body and enjoy through this body. But that is not the goal of life, because the body is temporary, and the enjoyment which pertains to this body is also temporary. Because anything material is ultimately temporary. The sense objects are temporary, the senses are temporary, so the contact of the senses and sense object is temporary, and the pleasure which you derive from that contact is also temporary. So how can we be happy? By enjoying sense gratification. So Narada Muni felt compassionate on Puranjana. Here in this case it will be Prachini Parishad. And he wants to bring this king Prachini Parishad to the platform of devotional service. Why did he come to Prachini Parishad? Yeah. See, in the dynasty of Dhruva Maharaj, many great personalities have become Krishna conscious, they have got liberated. Dhruva Maharaj himself got liberated. His Priyavrata, his story will come next. The many great kings. And Prachetas also are on the verge of attaining darshan of Lord Vishnu very soon, because they are already chanting Vishnu mantra given by Rudra, Rudra Geetam, they are chanting. So Narada Muni was thinking, why to leave this person, one person who is Prachini Varishad. Everybody is getting delivered in this kingdom, in this dynasty, so why should Prachini Varishad suffer in this world? So let me go to him. So Narada Muni directly comes to the home of Prachini Varishad. And Prachini Varishad was busy doing yajnas. As the name itself says, Prachini means east, Puro. And Barihi means actually Kusha. So he was always, whenever he used to go any place, his assistant used to keep the chatai ready and the grass ready, pointing towards the east. He will sit down and start doing yajnas. And those yajna sacrifices involve animal killing also sometimes, which Narada Muni will explain in the future. That you have sacrificed so many animals. Okay, it's good that they have got new life, but if you are doing so many, out of 1,000, 2, 3 will fail. It's not that all yajnas will be fully successful. Some mistakes will be there here and there, so you will get reaction for that. And all those animals whom you have killed will come back to take revenge. And you are doing karmakanda activities. Now, what is the use of doing karmakanda activities? You will go to Swarga, and after reaching Swarga, you will be enjoying there for some time, and then Shine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. You will again come back to this material world. So, in this way, Narada Muni was trying to explain Prachini Varishad how karmakanda is not the ultimate goal of life, as we read in the previous verse. Shreyastvam katamadrajan karmanatma ihase dukkha hanihi sukha vaptihi shreyasthanneha teshyate. Narada Muni asked Prachini Varishad, my dear king, what do you desire to achieve by performing these fruitive activities? The chief aim of life is to get rid of all miseries and enjoy happiness. But these two things cannot be realized by fruitive activities. Dukkha hanihi sukha avaptihi. You cannot remove one karma by another karma. Right? Karmana karma nirharo nahi atyantikam vishyati. In the 6th canto of Bhagavatam, Ajamala section, it is told. You cannot remove karma from another karma. You cannot remove bad karma with good karma. It is not possible. Right? Same thing it is told here. Dukkha hanihi sukha vaptihi na iha chishyati. You cannot attain. You are hankering for Shreya, ultimate happiness, but that cannot be attained by karma kanda. Narada Muni said. So Narada Muni directly pointed out this point that karma can give you Swarga, karma kanda can give you Swarga, but it cannot take you back to Vaikuntha. Bad karma will take us to Naraka and again bring us back to Bhumi after the karmas are destroyed. So this chakra of Gata, Agata, Kama, Kama, Labhante, this is going on and on and on for many, many lifetimes. So Narada Muni is hinting Prachini Varishad that at least now you should stop this karma kanda and take to the process of bhakti. One good thing here is that Prachini Varishad was a little humble. He was receptive. Immediately he didn't feel rebellious. I am doing the best. He didn't say like that. I am following the best process and I am happy. I have everything in this world. I am the king of the entire planet. He didn't say like that. He was not proud. In fact, he was very receptive and humble. Right? Na janami mahabhaga param karma pavidhati. I don't know what is the greatest benefit for me, because my mind is pierced by attachment to fruitive results. Karma apavidha dhihi. Dhihi means intelligence. My mind is too much occupied with material pleasures. I don't know what is good for me. Param Bruhi me Vimalam Jnanam. Please tell me the best knowledge. Vimalam, pure knowledge. So materialistic knowledge is again ordinary knowledge, but here he is asking for the spotless knowledge. What is spotless knowledge? Bhakti only. The knowledge of bhakti can liberate us. Vimalam Jnanam. Ena muccheya karmavihi, by which a person can become liberated from karmas. So Prachina Parishad is very humble. So Prabhupada is telling in this purport that how a devotee should be receptive. One should inquire from the spiritual master, Tad Vijnanartham Sagurumeva Vigachet. And Narada Muni is the best spiritual master. And Prachina Parishad was fortunate that he got the association of the best preacher in the world, Narada Muni. And it is said that by the presence of Narada Muni, Prachina Parishad, by the desire and the presence of Narada Muni, Prachina Parishad developed this inquisitiveness to ask about bhakti. Right? Even the qualification to practice bhakti is the mercy of a devotee, Mahat Kripa. That's how one begins bhakti. Otherwise, it's not possible to begin bhakti. And some people were walking on the street, and then some devotees were doing Sankirtan. And he saw the devotees doing Sankirtan, he developed some appreciation. So wonderful Sankirtan. He developed some appreciation. That becomes a qualification to start bhakti. Then he starts following and comes to the devotees. Says, can I attend classes? Can I know more about what you are doing? Can I stay here? So, like many devotees joined Srila Prabhupada like that only. They saw Prabhupada, and Prabhupada desired that they should become devotees. So then they got attracted, they joined the movement, and they dedicated their life. Right? So the first qualification to start bhakti is Mahat Kripa, the mercy of a devotee. And by that mercy of a devotee, the desire of a devotee, and that makes us qualified. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, what was our qualification that we are practicing Krishna consciousness? What good we must have done in the past? Prabhupada very clearly said, you have no qualification. I made your qualification. This is the meaning of that. Just by the presence of pure devotee, by his desire and his compassion, he creates that desire in the people's heart, by which they also get attracted to Krishna consciousness. So Narada Muni desired Prachina Parishad's deliverance, and then Prachina Parishad got the desire to inquire from Narada Muni. So one should become, another qualification, one is one gets the desire to practice Krishna consciousness, but if he is attached to material enjoyment, then his progress will be very slow. So one should give up materialistic tendencies. Right? So that's why Narottam Das Thakur's song is quoted in this. Sata sanga chhadi kaino asate vila te karane lagi laye karma bandha bhash. Asate vilas. Satsanga chhadi asati vilas. I think this song is Gaurahari. Gaurahari Hariyamayana Gaurahari Prema ratana dhana helaya harai Gaurahari Hariyamayana. I did not worship Lord Gauranga Prabhu, and thus I became full of suffering. I refused to accept the treasure of pure love of Krishna, thus I became lost. Prema Ratana Dhana Helaya Harayana. Because I didn't worship the Lotus feet of Lord Gauranga, I refused to accept the treasure of pure love of Krishna, and thus I became lost. Adhane jatana kori dhanate agene apana karama doshe apane dubinu. Shri Radha Vinodi ki jai, Shri Jagannath Bole Subramanya ki jai, Shri Gaurahari ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. I reject the treasure of love of Krishna and deliberately struggled to become poor. I died into a host of sinful deeds. Satasanga chadi kaino asate vilas te karane lagilo ek karmabandha pas. I rejected the association of saintly devotees and instead tried to enjoy among the impious non-devotees. In this way, I became caught in the noose of karma. So here, the main cause of our karma bandhana is asate vilas, trying to enjoy with materialistic people. Actually, materialistic people's association is very, very dangerous. Even devotees can get carried away by the materialistic association. People who are practicing nicely, they may sometimes again fall back to bad habits, like eating meat and drinking by bad association. If a devotee is doing such bad association, eventually, like Ajamila, he was a very good boy, he was a Brahmana boy, he was chanting mantras, he was doing pujas, but he saw bad association. By that bad association, he got attached to illicit sex. He married a prostitute and then did sinful activities. That is one example how by bad association one can fall down. Right? So, asate vilas. Even we see boys who come to Krishna consciousness, 1 year we see them chanting, dancing, then suddenly you see them disappear. Because they are practicing, but somehow they are taking some bad association in the college or in office, and they develop material tendencies. Now, what is the symptom of developing material tendencies? You will see that they start growing mustache, they will start growing French beard, they will start wearing jeans pant, they will start showing off, right? And sometimes gold chain and wristbands and all those things will come. Understanding also, bead bag is also there, but all these things are there. They are getting added. And eventually bead bag will go away and only they will become materialistic. I have seen with my eyes, people doing this. These kind of tendencies are coming because of bad association. You know? Vishaya vishama visha satata khainu Gaura kirtana rase magnana hoinu. I continually drank the virulent poison of sense gratification. The sense gratification is called visha. Indra Tripti is called as visha. The poison of sense gratification. Vishaya vishama visha satata khainu Gaura kirtana rase magnana hoinu. I refuse to swim in the nectar of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtana movement. Keno vachaye pran ki sukha paiya Narattama dasa keno nagela Maria. Why do I stay alive? What happiness do I have? Why did Narottam Das not die long ago? So Narottam Das Thakur is lamenting that he is in sense gratification. Of course, the pure devotees, that humility, but they are telling us that we should give up sense gratification. We should give up the tendency to enjoy karma phala. We should give up the tendency to enjoy karma phala. And he is actually Nishkama Bhakta. Those people who are trying to enjoy the fruits of their karma, they get entangled. When you desire to enjoy the fruits of your work, you get entangled. That is a simple formula. Purusha sukha dukkhana bhoktrutve heturuchyate. Bhagavad Gita very clearly says. What is the cause of our sukha and dukkha? Bhoktrutve. Right? Karya karana kartrutve hetu prakriti ruchyate. All the work in this world is done by Prakriti. But who is desiring? Jiva is desiring. So those who desire, one who desires to enjoy material world, he suffers or enjoys. But those who live in this world without desiring to enjoy the fruits of their work, and they offer all the fruits of their work to Krishna, they will not suffer. Neither they will enjoy material pleasure. Both sukha dukkhana, bhautrutva heturcheta, material sukha and material happiness, all caused by desire. So he will become freed from ubhe sukruta dukkrute. Yoga yukto jahatiha ubhe sukruta duskrute. So he will become free from good and bad reactions. And that's the qualification to come back to God. One should be free. So the basic point is one should give up the desire to enjoy the fruits of his action. Right? If somebody is a student, he is studying, so what he should do? Whatever he is studying, he should offer the results to Krishna. Generally people come, I have seen people coming to temple with the hall ticket. But very few people I have seen coming with the result scorecard to offer it to Krishna. Isn't it? They come with the desire to pass the exam, but after passing the exam, they don't come to offer the results to Krishna. They are enjoying their fruits, so they will get entangled. Generally people come to pray, God, please give me job. But after getting job, they don't offer the karma phala to Krishna. They should offer donations to Krishna, but they are not offering. What will happen? They will get entangled because that money which they earn will become the cause of their entanglement. Karma bandha phash, you say. Phash means like a noose. Like this makadi, spider makes a web, isn't it? And the insects get caught. Of course, spider is not a good example. Good example is silkworm. Bhagavatham talks about silkworm. Silkworm works hard. I have seen my uncle used to have silk farms. So the silkworm eats, becomes big and long, then starts producing silk. And it works hard to make a cocoon and get caught up in the cocoon. So more he is working hard, more he is getting caught up in that cocoon. Similarly, people in this world, materialistic people who are working hard to enjoy, they get caught up in their own cocoon without any way to come out. Karma bandha bhas. And ultimately they will die. Somebody will come, take the cocoon, they will cut the cocoon, throw the seed, this insect, and use it to make silk. Silk cloths. So there is no use working hard for material pleasure. Nehayat. What is that sloka? Prabhupada quoted here. Jivasya tattva jignasa nartho yasceha karma bihi. The human life is meant for tattva jignasa, not for doing fruity activities. So one should give up fruity tendencies and one should develop a tendency for pure devotional service. Now, Prabhupada is talking about how even after getting good amount of facility for fruity enjoyment, one cannot be happy. Example Prabhupada gave us is the Western world. In the Western world, there is a lot of, and I was just seeing the GDP or the economic development of America, it is like, you cannot even compare to India. So India is just this much and America is this much. The graph showed like a big long line. Although India is in top 5, but the 5th position is very small compared to the first position of America. It's very big. So a lot of material enjoyment, material facilities. Radheshandra was telling, that if some item they want to dispose, they just keep it on the street. Anybody can come and pick up. And because reselling it is more costly than just keeping it. Because to resell, you have to take it to the shop and then you have to find a receiver and then you have to do, like costly. So they just keep table or TV or something, they just keep and they pick up. Means what? They have a lot of money, right? And very easily they can buy a new thing, so they dispose in that way. But although being so opulent, so comfortable situation there, but still people are not happy. In Western countries, People have sufficient education, beauty and wealth, and although there is enough food, clothing and facilities for sense gratification, they are in distress. They are sleeping on the streets. Yeah. They have become hippies, and the laws of nature force them to accept a wretched life, and they go unclean and without shelter and food, and they are forced to sleep in the street. So it's not that they are all people are happy. There is still poverty, there is still dissatisfaction, there is still unhappiness, riots. All those things are there. Even a person born with silver spoon, there is no guarantee that he will be happy. In fact, he may have so many legal complications that whole life he will spend in the court, going to the court. Such things happen, isn't it? So such activities simply cause entanglement and transmigration from one body to another. So Narottam Das Thakur calls this as karma bandha has. So Srimad Bhagavatam also very clearly exposes that working hard for material enjoyment will not give happiness. It eventually gives misery only. There is another verse in Bhagavatam, I am not able to recollect it. It says that for tiny pleasure, people work hard and get lot of misery. Dukkam mahad gatanam. What that verse? You remember? Dukkam mahad gatanam. So this for shukalesha hetu, for very little pleasure, they are undergoing viramayatasya, right? Dukkam mahad gatanam viramayatasya. Like that one verse comes. Right? We see in Bangalore also people to earn money, they are traveling long distances, traveling different countries, sleepless nights. Soham nranam chulla sukhaya dukkham mahadgatanam. Right? Nranam chulla sukhaya, for a little bit pleasure, dukkham mahadgatanam viramayatasya pravartaye bhagavatam puranam yada sakshat bhagavan rishibhya. Right? How Bhagavatam was spoken is told in this third canto, Maitreya Vidura Samvada. So there it's told that how people suffer to get material pleasure. But what is the solution? Bhagavatam. Yada sakshat bhagavan rishibhya. So Lord personally spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to the great sages, and in that parampara of the sages, this Bhagavatam is coming down. And by reading and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, one can mitigate, one can thoroughly uproot this karma bandha has. So that is possible. So mitigation of suffering is possible only when we take to Srimad Bhagavatam, pure devotional service, as mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam here. So Prachina Parishad became very humble and he inquired, I don't know what is good for me. Please tell me that Vimalam Jnana. So this is the beginning of spiritual life. One should inquire from a guru. Athato Brahma Jignasa. So when you start Jignasa, Brahma Jignasa, of course all of us have Jignasa, but one should develop Brahma Jignasa. Right? But people generally have Jignasa for eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Where is my food? Which hotel to eat? Now, and then whom to marry, how to enjoy, and then where to sleep. People have jignasa for this. Which flat to purchase to sleep only. No? They don't want to purchase flats and homes to enjoy sense gratification. Right? Eating, mating, sleeping and defending. Fighting. So, people have jignasa for these four things, but Shastra say one should develop jignasa for Brahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So then one's spiritual life begins. And he should do jignasa with whom? With a very qualified spiritual master. He should ask his spiritual master, what is the goal of my life? Kiyami, kene amai, jhare tapata. Who am I and why am I suffering in this world? When he asks this question, then he gets the answer. Then he starts practicing Krishna consciousness. So, Narada Muni came to Prachina Parishad. It was great fortune of Prachina Parishad that is getting such a wonderful association. Similarly, we are also in a fortunate position. We are getting so much wonderful association of Srila Prabhupada, who is jet age Narada Muni. Narada Muni travels everywhere to give Krishna Narayana, Narayana, chants the names of Narayana and gives Narayana to others. Similarly, Prabhupada also travelled. Of course, Narada Muni travels without any spacecraft, but Prabhupada used spacecrafts to travel, airplanes to travel and preach Krishna consciousness. So so Prabhupada is called as jet age Narada Muni. And Narada Muni is preaching to everyone from hippies to kings. So Prabhupada also preached all the way from uncultured hippies to PhD scholars to businessmen to most intelligent kings and prime ministers of the country. So Prabhupada preached to them, wrote letters to them and influenced them to practice Krishna consciousness. And following in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, we have his followers, his disciples, who are also continuing the parampara by preaching Krishna consciousness. So we are fortunate, so we can inquire and then preach, inquire, practice, and then preach Krishna consciousness. Right? So I'll pause here. So we have some time for discussion. So basically, today we discussed about how good fortune arises by the presence of pure devotees. And Prachina Parishit was absorbed in material sense gratification. He became attracted to devotional service and he started inquiring from Narada Muni about the process of devotional service. And when we also saw that how karma, fruity activities, will not make us really happy. When one gets frustrated with fruity activities, by understanding the temporariness of these fruity activities, one should turn towards bhakti. Like Prachina Parishit is turning here towards bhakti. Hare Krishna. Any comments, questions? Any comments, Prabhu? Anything with related to topic before? Anybody else?
You spoke about silk. You talked about silkworm. And you explained how a metal person getting stuck by your own activity. But my question is not about that. My question is, why is silk considered more pure than others?
Shastra says, so we accept it. Shastra says that it's pure. So in fact, if you wear silk clothes, even if you eat, you can still go into the altar. It doesn't get contaminated. Without washing, you can keep wearing it again and again, still it is not contaminated. Like that, it's told about silk and even wool. Wool is also considered pure. Silk, wool, honey is also pure. Honey is a uchista. Right? Honey we drink. Honey was drinking and then that is uchista, but it is considered pure. You offer it to the Lord.
Same principle as powder.
Yeah, Shastra Vakya, Veda Vakya. Shastra says that these items are pure, so we accept. Conch shell is a corpse of a aquatic animal. But we accept it as pure because Shastra says it is pure. Yes, you have any answer? Why silk is pure? Silk.
Fascinating. Amazing that how is he immediately admitting his fault. Not at Narada speaking. Seems like this the
presence of great soul induces that kind of jignasa, abhas.
Mentioned that he has reached the platform of frustration, starts is it that Everybody has to go through that frustration when not getting required. Is this the opportunity for serious discussion? Last when one actually reaches the platform of frustration in an attempt to discharge the Karma Bandha Bhasha, he inquires about the real self, which is called
Yeah.
Is this the general practice or
That's there, but more thing better is preaching. When one comes in contact with the devotee, then the desire becomes strong. But there are so many people who are frustrated, but they are thinking maybe I am trying the wrong way, let me try the other way. Yeah, Sukriti is more important to practice Krishna consciousness than just frustration. Some people get frustrated, they go into the extreme of drinking, smoking, drugs and suicide. Those tendencies are seen. But if somebody is frustrated and he happens to meet a devotee, then his good fortune arises. He may take to Krishna consciousness. But just being frustrated is not the criteria to begin spiritual life. The whole America would have become devotees if frustration is a qualification to practice bhakti. But Prabhupada happened to reach there at the right time when the frustration was reaching the peak and they got an alternative path. So then they happily accepted Krishna consciousness. And Radheshyam Prabhu was telling that wave will come in India soon. Youth are also going towards the Western ways of enjoyment, and hippie culture will come in India. We'll have many hippies. You can do booming with preaching. हर घर सेंटर बनाना है. Yeah. So actually that's why devotees, all of us should go out to preach Krishna consciousness. If we sit inside and people are frustrated outside, but we should meet those frustrated people and then call them and give them alternative path of Krishna consciousness so that they can take it up. So we should out of the way go out and preach, do book distribution, do Nagar Sankirtan, attract people, pull people to Krishna consciousness. Just by sitting in temple will not get people, but go out. Of course some will come, pious people will come, but most of the people are outside. So to catch them we have to go out of the way. Hare Krishna. Any comments? We'll end here. And now Gaur Purnima is coming. So Lord Chaitanya's mood is only that, to spread, give the compassion of Krishna to others. So Lord Gauranga is very merciful, Nityananda is also very merciful. So both of them combined together, they so compassionate. So they went out. Prati ghare ghare diya kuro ya diksha. They were going home to home and begging, please chant Hare Krishna. So now Gaur Purnima is coming, so we have made a plan that this weekend and during the next week we will go and call congregation devotees and youth. We all can go and invite people for Gaur Purnima and make them receive the mercy of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.